the theme of Sheboygan. The water feature, which is largely known as, is concrete on concrete. My suggestion here would be clean it out really, really good. Just thoroughly go tooth and nail on it. Just steam clean it and fill in cracks, seal it. And on some of these pads, like at the bottom where you have that stuff right there, I would take that and I would put in the surface the really nice bouncy foam that you have over by the Children's Museum. And that would open that up as an incredible, and you could even do similar with each of these pads up and down. This used to be a place where wading was encouraged and people were in the water a lot when it was built. That's long since gone. It's more for policing reasons, like most of the city, where you basically need to make sure you don't have homeless people everywhere, or teens, or heaven forbid, skateboarders out destroying your concrete. And it's like, but look at the sheer mass of concrete here. This is very zen right now. It gets a little loud when it starts going, but these pads aren't built for comfort, but they're here. You could literally resurface the tops on these, and you wouldn't have to on all of them, but you could make areas with that padding. This would be like the yoga world championships here. You could make it a very, very cool classroom and performing center, like the Red Rocks of downtown Sheboygan. But what we have mostly is parking lots all around. And we've earmarked the money, started buying properties to put in parking ramps. I'm not against parking ramps. I'm against everything being parking. And it's like across the street, you have City Green Park, which is cool. You're looking at what used to be the heart and soul of downtown. Prangies and stuff. It got screwed up when the city put a parking ramp in, and it flooded the foundation of Prangies and it had to be taken down. That was the end of downtown Sheboygan. No matter what anybody says, it was not a fire. It was flooding that took down Prangies. The fire was during the cleanup process, and we won't get into that. Our downtown actually has some strong bones. This block, per se, right in there, that could be nuked. It's like, there's really not much in there. But you get down, we have some strong businesses and some new ones coming in. There's going to be basically like a cycling place going in, exercise thing, and that's right by Elevate Yoga. And so we have a strong core being built of year-round activity places. Sheboygan in summer, it just pops. You have a great lake. You got the way underutilized river areas. And it's like, and boardwalks are okay. There's some work need to be done there. Like every city, nothing's perfect. But we could literally turn this into a very useful structure in all means. This is the parklet per se. This is where bands should be playing. No doubt about it. You have a very nice structure here. Look at all that scaffolded seating. That's bleacher seating. You just kind of reimagine the area. Make it so that it's not just chips and crap. Quite literally crap. And it's like, but make that into an area where people can do whatever they need to do. Whatever they need to do. And it's like, you got to think of it this way. We're 24/7, 365. And 365 isn't 6 weeks in summer. This is basically a homeless encampment. And it's what it is. I mean, it's what it is. That's not a forever problem. And it's a problem that only gets taken care of by getting people into housing. And more importantly, it's not just creating more housing. It's figuring out where the need is coming from and addressing that. You don't want to become a pipeline. And we're a pipeline where people are coming here because they know that they will be addressed as an issue and they will have housing found for them. We have a very large amount of what I would call subsidized housing and a very large amount of what I would call substandard living areas. Does not need to be. I like the idea of this being a park. I do. But it's not a park. There's no trees. There's no place to hide. The whole point of a park is you're supposed to feel like you're in the middle of nowhere in the city. It's what it is. Look, listen, touch, think, learn about the world around you. Try this. Find a flower or a tree. Ha! Good luck. Touch it. Talk about it. Is it hard, soft, rough, or smooth? Compare things like flowers or leaves, which are bigger or smaller. Talk about these bits of nature. Did it fall from a tree? Grow up from the ground? Trail tip. Exploring the things around you helps children learn how to solve problems. Well, if you're going to explore the things around here, your children are going to understand homelessness is a problem. Go touch the homeless guy. Go touch him. And it's like you have all these outlets, all this electrical here on every post. They're all turned off, except when they're having an event for the arts center. There's no usable bathrooms down here. Because, oh, people destroy the bathroom. It's like, bullshit. You're literally thinking that if you can cut people's oxygen off, you'll force them elsewhere. Well, this is elsewhere. Revolution Resale? Well, we donate stuff to help homeless and stuff, but they can't come in here and use our bathrooms. Screw that. There are a lot more, what we used to call metros, porta potties here, but as soon as the concert series is gone for the Arts Center, you leave one just because you don't want turds all over the City Green stage or whatever. But you have the Arts Center over there, which is world-class, beautiful, beautiful gardens. And you extend that theme into the city, get a couple of parking spaces, and it's like, as far as I'm concerned, this would be a fine one. Make this a parking ramp. You could take half the footprint of the parking and all this concrete and rise it up. Rise up one nice tall parking ramp, put in some metro rail system like they have at Epcot Center or stuff, and everybody can get from place to place real easily. You don't look at the issues you have as how to build your city. That's something you have to solve by looking at the whole issues of the planet, the county. Sheboygan has to suck up all the poor working class, the homeless, this and that, because they're policed out of the other communities and they are forced here. You're not going to be a homeless guy and do well in Cole or Falls or Elkhart Lake or whatever. Just ain't happening. You don't want to be a homeless guy anywhere. But look at all this concrete. And if you notice, parking spots, parking spots, parking spots, parking spots, parking spots. And then you have the intersections pulling in. So you really don't have bike lanes. You have the illusion of bike lanes. But every time you squeeze in like this right here, what you actually have is what I would call a killing zone, where it's basically like you're penning people in. It's kind of like, well, now I'm here. but I have cars pinning me between the traffic and the sidewalk. The bike lane should be separated off. You could very much go on a huge road diet. You have these beautiful, parking ramp behind there. This AT&T building is totally unused, and that should be reutilized. I got a feeling the bones are insanely beautiful, and it's probably got a lot of open space inside of it, so it could be made into something very, very functional. This here is just part of the vibe the city should have. You should have little gardens which stretch in through this area, have those stretch right through downtown. And what would your cost be? It would actually be what they call profit, because what you would be doing is eliminating most of the maintenance issues that you have with insane amounts of concrete. And it's like, there's no reason for us to have all this concrete. And when do you need these parking spots? When the street's closed off and they're doing the city green thing. Other than that, on your average given day, nobody uses these parking spots ever. That bank building right over there, we just bought that bank building. So that's coming down. They've been running all these drills, SWAT team, Mobus unit for the fire departments, this and that. They've been running those things because they have zero. Well, now they got to spend another $100,000 on asbestos. Because they didn't know that, because you're not allowed to look apparently until after you buy the building of your city. But this is a very architecturally cool building, and it's basically like a 60s era building, and it's going down. And it's going down in the name of parking and development. But look at all the width of these roads. It's just shit planning on every level. I mean, absolutely. You could do worse. You could do worse. But you'd really have to be trying to do worse. Look at all this concrete. Concrete. This road here, you wouldn't need sidewalk on both sides. You don't need those parking things. If this right here was made into Parking World Museum and World Headquarters, you could eliminate the footprint of the lot. It wouldn't, not eliminate. You could reduce the footprint of the lot, and you could bring this area up. I would, if you want to bring it up 4 floors of parking, I'm all cool with that. If you wanted to bring it up 10, once you're going up, go up, man. Just keep going up. And it's like, and you basically create a huge area. And you don't need parking everywhere, because what you could repair, you could have like a Waymo come in, and Waymo would gladly do a demo project here, or like a metro rail, like at Epcot Center or such, or the stuff that you see in Asia all the time, where you have some kind of maglev electric operated silent transportation system that could run at zero cost in loops around the downtown just all day long, all night long, for free. There's zero need to charge. Zero. That just adds complexity, cuts down on use, makes it so that you have to add, the whole accounting thing, whatever, do the transfers. It's way less expensive to offer public transportation for free than it is to charge for it. Because all you're doing is to have programs that give free this and that. It creates little power structures that, look what I can do for you. Look what I can do for you. But here we got the world's bird parking lot, and these mostly, when I say mostly, quite honestly, well over half the time, probably over 70% of the time, almost all of these parking spots are empty. This is one of my, what the fuck? Activate. Sheboygan presents the Living Room Project. Recognizing downtown Sheboygan as more than a place to pass through, it's a place to stay, a place to spend time. Collaboration with artist Timon Popper. Who would spend time here? Even the homeless people don't sit down here. It's freaking concrete, man. And it's like, what the hell? What are you thinking? All right, we're heading down Street 8. Nikki's does a great business. Our main clothing store, our boutique per se in Sheboygan, is the secondhand store. And that's way cool. Love it. I mean, this whole little block here, this here, Adventuron, been empty quite a while. They haven't been open for quite a while. And it's like, all right, you got Sully's and Relish here, all cool. You got Black Pig's kicking it. And it's like, you got over here, this empty with the expired building permits and stuff, but yet construction zone thing, that's all waiting on money from the city to turn this old theater into, basically they're trying to make it what the Armory used to be. So there's going to be millions stuck into this. I hear they want to put a restaurant upstairs, this and that, and turn it into quite the entertainment facilities, make it into something better. That's all cool. Making things better is all cool. This open little plot of land here, this could all be tied in to what you're going to see if you're looking with all this concrete. There's more parking here. There's more parking behind this grandstay here. Huge amounts of parking. But yet, what's our issue? Parking. Well, there's another lot behind there. There's another lot behind there. Here's where things get super interesting. This building here, beautiful building. Modern, solid, a bedrock of our community. Yay! Children's Museum, cool. All cool. My favorite thing in Sheboygan lately, the swing over there, which would be perfect for my idea of the adult park. Everything you're seeing the other side of the purple, the city owns that now. So it basically means you have this little playground for all abilities, which, in my opinion, that means old people too. Me. People over 10. People over any. But right here is where it gets cool. Boom. Boom goes the dynamite. Blow this thing right off the face of the earth. Since you already bought it, what are you going to do to it? Give it to somebody else? Give them money, to make it into the same thing? It's a small restaurant, fine. Not judging the building or whatever. But what I am saying is, you don't need these parking meters. You don't need to have these little bike racks here and stuff on both sides. Sidewalk on both sides. Don't need to have all these paver blocks. You don't need to have the restrictive road flow. Don't need to have the stop signs. Don't need to have anything here. Get rid of this concrete. I don't care if you keep the road or not. I do. I think it would be best, actually at this point, if you're going to tie this together, to make A Street basically walking and light transportation paths. Like I say, just an actual transport through the city in any way. More parking lot, huge amounts of parking lot. I mean, per amount of usable human facility in Sheboygan, we have more parking lot than anywhere on the planet. And it's like, when I say parking lot, everywhere you see the lines for parking spaces, that's essentially parking lot. It's not road anymore. And they put bike lane in there. You can't seriously call that a bike lane. When the bike lane, oh my God, he just ran over the biker. Oh my God, did you see that? Hey, that's not a bike lane. That's a bad paint job. And a lot of concrete. This park here, tearing it down, ripping it down from toe to toe. Why do you have that crap popcorn thing sitting there? It's hardly ever open, and even if, what the hell? This is a waste of a park. They have farmers market in here and nothing else. And the farmers market, I mean, I'm all for the concept, get people out there and whatever. But it really, I mean, it it isn't what a park is supposed to be. It's like not at all. You have here, if anybody be hanging out here today, it's going to be homeless. They're tearing down the band shell. They're tearing down those fountains. Heck, might as well put on another war memorial while you're at it. But look at all this concrete. But since we own the Inn of Sheboygan, what are there? 30 rooms and parking lot, primarily parking lot. I would say most of the usage of the land is parking. This could all connect up and you would make a very large urban park. You would have more parking overall since you're doing those parking ramps, connect them up, put in a really, really nice, totally world-class demo project of not non-motorized transportation. You'll have plenty of that, because when you have parks and trails, that just comes. The people will enjoy it. Downtown, A Street's doing a good over there, but this area, get rid of all this concrete and look what's ahead of you. Look what's behind you. Look what's to your right. Look what's to your left. According to the city, nothing. There is nothing. There is nothing. And I get a kick out of that. I get a kick out of these little wayfaring signs. If you had a nice meandering thing, people just go exploring. But right now you have an opportunity. You just spent the money. You could make this area here, make the old Fountain Park. What? What do you mean, old Fountain Park? What was the old Fountain Park? Well, let's go see. Since we're alive here, Historic Sheboygan tells us Fountain Park, 1836, originally named Evergreen Park, except we use that on a park that's got trees now. Sheboygan's first platted community square was renamed Fountain Park in 1875, encompassing a full city block from North 8th to 9th and from Erie to Ontario Avenue. It was once home to towering pines and the artesian well that provided Sheboygan's curative mineral water. As the center of Sheboygan's community life, Fountain Park hosted wood auctions, concerts, rallies, Civil War tent meetings. In 1889, GAR veterans erected an imposing obelisk at the southeast corner of the park, a monument worthy of honoring the soldiers and sailors who died during the Civil War. Yeah, there was tons of sailors. And it's like, but whatever. You gotta appease the folks. But yeah, we got more memorials. We got that thing saying, hey, we killed each other really bad, man. We got this thing saying, hey, I don't know what it says. There's the things for closing off the street on the weekend. Could be anywhere, a little building and a couple of nice shops and that stuff. Things open. Once you get out of what I would call core downtown, things open up nicely. Shops do well. In core downtown, which I would say the library area over to here, it needs a complete reimagining. This is what's left of Fountain Park. That's it. That is it. Everything else has been reimagined, but all piecework. It's just, hey, here it comes, here it comes. They're doing it again. Not an inch of this is going to be the same. This is going to be completely bulldozed and redone. There's going to be a different concert venue, mostly with the idea of making sure that nobody can hang out there. And it's like, and you can have an event where you want. But basically, it's going to replumb and make it more farmers market-y, which is a ridiculous thing to have a space that is dedicated to one little thing. You can, in a properly done park, you don't need to worry about. This sidewalk here and that extra chute there is all for farmers market. This is not a farmer's market. It's a park. And it's like, what? I mean, it's like, open it up. I mean, you should have it. There should be vendors in here all day. You could have cart vendors. You could have food trucks. You can have If you're going to permit them out so that you can have like a farmer's market, just make it so that you have people come and do it through the park. Why can't somebody be here on a Tuesday afternoon selling fruits and vegetables, right? Why does it have to be that it's just a couple hours on Saturday so that you can actually, it puts a plug in your entire downtown saying, well, look, we have this. I call it tick boxing. Tick boxing is when you design a city so you can put things on a brochure saying, we have this. It's the opposite of having. Why is that there? Why is that there? But look at all this concrete, 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 concrete. You put a municipal pool in here. You put basketball court in here. You put pickleball courts in here. You landscape it out like Kohler Arts Center in some of the areas. And I'm not talking just flowers. That's a lot of money in maintenance. And no, your garden groups don't take care of them. They put them in one morning a year. And then the city has people go around and take care of everything after that. Look at it all. Get rid of the planter boxes. Get rid of them. It's more concrete. Get rid of the planter boxes and turn this into a true park. You could have the park starting from the other side of this area here, and you literally take out, now I'm advocating for taking out the road. Since we're going for it, take out the road and not leaving, you can leave the middle 2 lanes, which is actually road, but don't try to confuse multi-use stuff with roads. We're talking the sheer width. You have to count from right over here to all the way to that building is road. It's all concrete. It has nothing to do with relaxation, nothing. And if you're worried about getting people around for disability, have world-class paths that you basically refurbish every year, and have literally, like I said, the monorail stuff through town and a few centrally located things. It would tie everything together. This is just mostly parking lot, actually. You call it a road, but when you're taking half of the space for parking, and even more than that, when you look at the parking meters on the side, and then you have to have that secondary buffer piece of grass on there, that's all part of parking. The road, the actual distance of the road, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps is the road. That's it. I mean, that's it. If you're going to reimagine something, if you're going to spend $100 million, and you are, when you're going to spend $200 million, and you are, spend it right. Think of what you need. Imagine. Get every little kid, every adult, get your colleges, get your design programs, get people in the world thinking, what could I do with Sim Sheboygan? And reimagine the whole thing, open source the Imagineering, put everything online, and you will accomplish great things. Do your closed door nonsense like they did the last time they did the exact same spending thing, and, well, you'll get a different version of this. I wasn't against, when you close off the streets and this and that, it's not the concepts that are wrong. It's the execution that is wrong. Look at all this infrastructure here that is all related to parking. You call it roadway. You don't need 2 sidewalks. Don't need. And if you did, you could do it. But the cost here is in parking. And sure, I'm against putting up parking ramps at high cost when you're not addressing the overall issue. If you're going to do those parking ramps, that has to be part of a system. The world is a system. If you're not doing a system, you're creating shit. I mean, it's like your body. It's like people are like, oh, la, 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 I'll do this, I'll do that. The whole key is literally to just relax, keep moving, and eat something once in a while. What you're eating isn't nearly as important as long as it's what you would call food. If it's a cartoon character of food, it's pretty good for you. Stuff people make out of food and add to food, all bets are off. But that's not really what you call food. We do now. But here is my little spot that keeps me happy lately. And this would be a great thing. Have about a dozen of these in the park. And honestly, this is my favorite workout thing ever. Ever. I mean, I love nature and doing. But as far as like made things, you have the Disability Resource Center, Aging Disability Resource. Have your people come over here and learn some real balance, not your monkey butt balance, and get this city cracking. We have the bones. We have the people. They just aren't in City Hall. They're doing their thing. I'm doing mine. I want people to join in and imagine what it can be. Not